Hi, this is Linda with Watery Wishes, and I'm finally getting around to doing the voiceover for this card, which I did a couple of weeks ago. I have just completed an animation assignment at the end of my current study period for university, and I'm getting stuck back into an essay tomorrow. But I've got 20 minutes to get this out, so here we go. I'm using my Tim Holtz platform to stamp this large stamp from the Beautiful Flowers stamp set by Simon Says Stamp. I'm using Versamark ink. Oh, not Versamark, VersaFine Onyx Black. And I have forgot to put powder on anti-static powder on the cardstock before I stamped it. So what I did is I just put a lot of powder down first so I wasn't smearing the VersaFine ink, and restamped it. That way I can heat emboss it, and because I plan on watercoloring it, and I didn't want any stray heat embossing on the white cardstock where I want to paint. So rather than start all over again, I just thoroughly covered it in powder before moving it around a bit. Now I'm heat setting it, and I'm using Canson XL watercolor paper. I just love how shiny that black looks after you heat emboss it with clear. So cleaning that huge stamp. And now I've just got my Mission Gold watercolors out, and I'm not really mixing colors. I'm just basically using mainly the colors that are there. I suppose I mixed a little bit, but I'm just using the violet and the pink. I think I mixed a color, like I mixed a bit of for the greens, but it's, as you can see there, I'm just getting the two pinky reds that are next to each other, so it's not really mixing. I'm just sort of changing the tone of the colours a little bit. And this was a quick card, and I really just wanted to get it out and done fairly quickly because it was for a family friend, and I knew I had assignments coming up and I wouldn't have a chance to make it any other time, so I just wanted to get it done and get stuck in and do it. So I'm just laying in the first lot of colour, and I'm not trying to be really light with this at all. As I said, it was just a quick card. It's one of the reasons why I heat embossed, and as you can see, even the heat embossing didn't stop me from having a bit of green bleed into that pink flower. But I can fix that. And I missed a petal, but I managed to come back in and get it. Now I'm just throwing a bit more colour in there. And there's a couple of spots I accidentally got a little bit of green on outside of the floral image. And I actually fixed that by just doing a background wash of blue after I finished doing these purpley blues and pinks. Like violet and fuchsia. So as you can see, I've still got those flexible chopping boards just to use as a dry surface, that a non-porous dry surface to watercolor on. I've since received my Tim Holtz tonic glass mat. I absolutely love it. I got a bit of acrylic paint on it the other day, just let it dry and scraped it off with a paint scraper. It's brilliant. Absolutely love the glass mat. So I don't think my flexible chopping boards will be getting much more use, but we'll see. I might bring them out if I want to move some watercolor panels around or something. It doesn't really stop anything from warping. It's just taping panels to it allows me to move them around when I'm doing multiple images at the same time. And here is that really light wash of blue to help disguise where the green came out, and I couldn't quite get it mopped up very well. And I'm just spraying extra water onto the cardstock to help make sure that it is wet so I don't get any harsh lines, but I think I get some anyway. As I said, it's a quick, easy card. Just laying a little bit more pigment in, spraying it with water again. And as you can see, there's still that spot where I sort of got that green. You can still sort of see it. But I'm going to fix that with the sentiment. So it's not that big a deal. Okay, I originally intended the sentiment to be in just black cardstock. So I'm layering a couple of pieces of black cardstock up, the die cuts. And I'm using my gel medium because I'm like, I've put the multimedia mat. Love the adhesive. I just can't find a good solution for application. So I'm using the gel medium that I use for my mixed media to just paint it on there, and it was out on my desk, and I just thought, oh well, may as well. It's really quick solution. And so you'll see in a minute, once I get these all done, I put them on the card, and the H in happy sort of gets sucked in so it's not visible. It doesn't really pop. So playing with the tittle from the eye. So what I do is I don't have any light grey cardstock, but I have recently obtained the Hickory Smoke oxide ink. So what I do is I die cut the happy birthday out of white cardstock, and I get some post-it note tape out. I stick the die cuts to the post-it note tape and ink them up with the Hickory Smoke. I also use the post-it note tape to mask off the back panel of the white card base, and I ink up around the edges of the card so it matches the happy birthday sentiment. And this happy birthday die cut sentiment is, I believe, a Simon Says stamp word die. I'll have it linked down below as usual with all the other supplies and listed on my blog as well. I was going to go for an ombre look, and then I'm like, yeah, no, stuff it. I'm just inking up the whole thing. So once I got those done, there's that tittle. Can't forget to ink that up. What I do is I offset them. So I don't stack them perfectly. I make it so that the black is like a drop shadow. And I'm really, really happy with that. So now we're getting the tacky glue out because I don't want anything too wet with the oxides. So I'm just using my reverse tweezers to stick that glue onto the pieces, and I stuff up. I actually put a little bit on, I think it's the Y on the birthday, the A and the Y on the birthday, forgetting that I'm the grey ones instead of the black, forgetting which way I'm doing them. But I managed to wipe it off, and it's funny, you can just see it in the photos, but you couldn't really see it in real life. It's funny how a camera will pick up certain things that the naked eye doesn't, but miss other things, like glitter pens don't show up really well in camera, but you see them really well in real life. And glue smears, sometimes you can't see them in real life, but they show up really obvious in images taken by a camera. So here I am, just doing the edges with that hickory smoke. I love this color. It's just so easy to use the distress oxide like this and make matching light grey elements. So here I'm just wiping a little bit of that oxide up and then trimming down my panel. And I'm trimming it up so that it can be matted underneath. So the black matte that I stick underneath it will be approximately, I don't think I did it exact, will be approximately 4 inches by 5 1/4, and the watercolor panel will be slightly smaller than that. I'd say 1/4 of an inch off 2 sides, so it'll be 1/8 of an inch smaller all around. So here comes the tacky glue, less is more. Gives you wiggle room, time to stick it down in the right spot. Now this stuff you have to be very careful with. This is some score tape. I forget how wide it is, but got to be careful. Once this sticks down, it sticks down. And I just had to sort of burnish it in a little bit just to make sure that it was in properly. And as I've shown before, I don't take all of the release paper off while I'm positioning my panel, just so that I have an opportunity to make doubly sure I'm putting it down in the right spot because it is so sticky. Here we are, sticking that sentiment down, getting that little oozy bit out with my tweezers. Those reverse tweezers are a must-have utility tool for every crafter. They are so useful for so many things. You can poke dies out with them through the little pokey holes. You can hold them to tie bows. You can clean up little oozy spill of glue. You can also jab your finger with them and bleed, but I've only done that a couple of times. Now, I think this is my tonic shimmer pen or glimmer pen. I'm putting a little bit of that over the top of the die cut, and I believe that is the card done. I really love that glittery shimmer pen. So here are the pictures and close-ups. See, you can just see that little bit of glue on the Y and the A. I hope you enjoyed the card. Hit like if you did like it. Hope you subscribe, and don't forget, have fun crafting your imagination. Bye.